Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar react, Jed and Katey Duggar's twins. Counting on alums, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar will soon be grandparents again as Jed and Katey Duggar announce that they expect twins. Read on to see how the grandparents reacted and what fans thought about it. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have seen plenty of baby reveals. With 19 of her own baby reveals and more than 30 grandchildren, it might seem that the counting on grandmother might no longer be super excited when babies come along. After all, they have been happening for decades. Still, everyone turned out for Jed and Katey's announcement. Until now, they've been raising two kids, Truett and Nora. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar always received pregnancy announcements with enthusiasm, and over the years, TLC fans saw many of them. Jed and Katey Duggar's pregnancy, however, is the first time involving twins since Jed and Jeremiah's birth. Jed and Katey Duggar's twin announcement. A lot of photos were taken by the Duggar family during the announcement by Jed and Katey Duggar. Of course, some of them ended up on Reddit. One photo in particular caught the attention of Counting on fans. It showed Jim Bob smiling from ear to ear, and Michelle looked genuinely shocked as she clapped her hand to her mouth. Jed and Katey wanted the announcement to be special, something memorable and personal. They decided to share the news at a family gathering, ensuring that everyone was present to witness the surprise firsthand. As the family assembled for what they thought was a typical Duggar family dinner, the couple called everyone's attention and asked for a moment to share some big news. Jim Bob, always a little suspicious when his children ask for a special family moment, exchanged a knowing look with Michelle. They'd both been thrilled when Jed and Katey had welcomed their first child a little over a year ago, and in their hearts, they'd already been hoping for another. But twins? That was something neither Jim Bob nor Michelle saw coming. With a beaming smile, Jed announced, "Mom, Dad, everyone, we're not just having another baby, we're having twins." The room erupted in cheers, with Jim Bob and Michelle standing up in disbelief. Michelle's hands flew to her face as she gasped, while Jim Bob pulled Jed into a hearty hug, pride and joy written across his face. "Oh my word, two babies at once," Michelle exclaimed, her voice a mix of shock and delight. "This is such an incredible blessing." The Duggar family is in for a double dose of joy, and Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar couldn't be happier. News just broke that Jed and Katey Duggar are expecting twins, and the entire Duggar family is abuzz with excitement. For Jim Bob and Michelle, who have long cherished their role as grandparents, the announcement feels like another blessing, a reaffirmation of the legacy they've built around family and faith. Here's a peek into how Jim Bob and Michelle reacted to the thrilling news and the joyous preparations that are underway for these highly anticipated arrivals. ###, the moment Jim Bob and Michelle heard the news. Jed and Katey wanted the announcement to be special, something memorable and personal. They decided to share the news at a family gathering, ensuring that everyone was present to witness the surprise firsthand. As the family assembled for what they thought was a typical Duggar family dinner, the couple called everyone's attention and asked for a moment to share some big news. Jim Bob, always a little suspicious when his children ask for a special family moment, exchanged a knowing look with Michelle. They'd both been thrilled when Jed and Katey had welcomed their first child a little over a year ago, and in their hearts, they'd already been hoping for another. But twins? That was something neither Jim Bob nor Michelle saw coming. With a beaming smile, Jed announced, "Mom, Dad, everyone, we're not just having another baby, we're having twins." The room erupted in cheers, with Jim Bob and Michelle standing up in disbelief. Michelle's hands flew to her face as she gasped, while Jim Bob pulled Jed into a hearty hug, pride and joy written across his face. "Oh my word, two babies at once," Michelle exclaimed, her voice a mix of shock and delight. "This is such an incredible blessing." For Michelle, who carried and raised 19 children, the concept of twins holds a special place in her heart. She's always marveled at the strength and resilience it takes to raise multiples, and now, watching her son and daughter-in-law prepare to embark on that journey, she feels a renewed sense of gratitude and admiration. ###, a grandparent's joy. Jim Bob and Michelle's thoughts on multiples. Being seasoned parents, Jim Bob and Michelle understand the unique demands and rewards of a large family. They've also been grandparents for many years now, watching each of their children take on the responsibilities of parenthood in their own ways. But twins present an entirely new dynamic, even for them. In an interview following the announcement, Jim Bob reflected on how special it felt to be welcoming not just one, but two new grandchildren. "We've always believed that each child is a gift from God," he said warmly, "but to have two at once, it's an overwhelming blessing." Michelle added, "When you become a grandparent, you get to experience the joy of children all over again, but in a different way. I'm so excited to see Jed and Katey's journey with twins. They're going to be such wonderful parents, and I know they'll love these babies with everything they have." The couple immediately began sharing advice, from the importance of keeping to a feeding schedule to tips on managing sleepless nights. They also began brainstorming ways to support Jed and Katey, knowing full well the challenges and joys that come with raising multiples. Preparations begin. The family rallies together. The Duggar family is known for their close-knit dynamic, and the news of twins quickly galvanized the entire clan. Siblings, cousins, and even extended family members began rallying to help Jed and Katey prepare. From painting nursery walls to shopping for double strollers, the Duggars were ready to pitch in with every detail, big and small. Jessa, an experienced mom herself, offered Katey advice on how to juggle two newborns at once, sharing tips on everything from managing diaper changes to creating a soothing bedtime routine. Joy Anna, who had her own little ones to care for, organized a family shopping trip to pick out essentials, making sure to grab matching outfits, onesies, and plenty of supplies that every parent of twins would need. Even the younger Duggar siblings were thrilled, offering to help in any way they could. Johanna, still a teenager, volunteered to babysit whenever Jed and Katey needed a break. "I love babies," she said enthusiastically, "and I can't wait to spend time with them and be the cool aunt." For Jim Bob and Michelle, watching their family come together like this brought them a deep sense of fulfillment. After all, they had raised their children with the values of family, unity, and helping one another. Now, as grandparents, they got to witness those values being passed down to the next generation. Special plans and blessings for the twins. For them, these twins are not just another set of grandchildren. They're a symbol of family continuity, of blessings that only multiply with time. "When we look at our grandchildren, we see the future," Michelle said in a recent family gathering. "We see the love and faith we've passed down, and we feel so grateful to see it grow with each new addition to the family." Jim Bob added, "To think that Jed and Katey are raising their own little ones now, and that we get to be part of their lives. It's a beautiful, humbling experience. We're truly blessed beyond measure." As they eagerly await the arrival of the twins, Jim Bob and Michelle are already imagining the memories they'll create together, from family gatherings to holidays, and of course, those countless everyday moments that make family life so special. In their hearts, they know these new grandchildren will bring even more love and joy into their lives.